All right. Today, this is the first broadcasting of our radio show by the name of
Unlocked Minds.
And let's get that name one more time.
Unlocked Minds.
Unlocked Minds. That's right. We're trying to get a radio station set up and trying to get a website set up. Here we go. This is the launch. All right. Myself, I go by Eric G, otherwise known as Eric Georgopoulos, and my brother here,
Nicholas Georgopoulos.
And you want to make sure that you say it directly towards the front of the mic.
Nicholas Georgopoulos.
All right, and that's what we have right here. Here we have playing in the background, Mad World. This is the theme of everything that we're really trying to get across here. Most people, you go through high school and you would think that after 12 years of education you would have a complete understanding of the world around you, or maybe even, a majority of an understanding. But once I myself got out of high school, I started to realize that there's a lot of things that they don't teach you in high school and they don't tell you, and this is our exploration into those things that they don't really want to educate you about. So we are here. Unlock your mind. Unlock minds. Here we are.
Okay, so how we're going to do this basically is I'm going to ask you some questions on your knowledge. Sometimes you learn so much that it's hard to remember it all. And so if I'm hoping that when I ask you the questions, it'll kind of strike something in your mind or something that you learned in the past. It's like a big puzzle. When you see one piece, you remember others. So we're gonna start off with people who don't think that this government can control the weather, because I tell people about it and they like to think I'm crazy. I mean, and I've seen, just personally, I've seen little clips of evidence, people who have positions. It just share your knowledge upon weather modification actually being controlled by a human.
All right, yeah, this is a pretty decent starting point. The reason why this is a good starting point is it's a very good example and way to show you how to open up your mind, how to unlock your mind. When I first started researching this and coming across this type of information, in my mind, the thought, the ability of a human to actually control the natural weather around us didn't exist. It wasn't possible. It did not exist in my mind. And once you do further research into it, you actually find a new truth. And once you find this new truth, it opens up your mind to realize something that you thought that was impossible is now possible. Now, the key to this is not just that happens, because that happens with almost everything that you learn that you never knew possible before. But the reason why this is so important is because you don't learn it through your established government. They don't teach it to you. They don't come out and tell you. You have to find the evidence yourself and confirm it yourself.
And actually, we came across something not too long ago where a head of the education department, he was caught saying that they're purposely trying to dumb us down, not tell us certain things so we can't connect with certain knowledge, certain intelligence. So that all connects to, how you were saying, basically, that we're not told what we need to be told to understand certain things that are going on. Continue, please.
And you will find evidence of that in the back of certain textbooks that are issued to, schools and students and stuff. You will actually find a disclaimer in the back of some of these textbooks saying that this book and course will not actually produce higher test scores, or actually it will not even give the student the ability to solve these mathematical equations, but they just want them to understand the context of them, and which is very puzzling, because you would think that you want the person that you're teaching to not only learn the subject and understand it.
Something that us taxpayers pay for our kids to be educated. A privilege of living in the United States is good education, supposedly.
Well, basically you would want the person that you're educating to not only to know the knowledge and understand it, but also learn to function with it and to use it and utilize it. And that's what the part of the puzzle that they really don't teach us. They teach us to utilize it in the ways that they tell us to utilize it, while they take it themselves and they do other things, So that's the way that goes. I mean, there's so many topics that you could touch on. There's so many ways you could go with this, I mean, we kind of just skipped over the weather thing, but there are documents, there are projects, government projects that prove that, yes, we have had the knowledge to manipulate the weather for some time now, actually since the 1960s and Vietnam War. So, really it's all about what you're willing to look into and how far are you willing to look into it, and that is ultimately what creates the boundaries of your reality in this new world that we live in. You come out of high school or whatever with the boundaries that they have set for you. You may have broken a few of those boundaries, but there's many more to break, and then once you break those boundaries, there's even many more yet to break still. So just understand that once you find out that something that you thought completely impossible, you find to be possible, just at that point you have to re-examine and realize that really all things that you think are impossible are only impossible till proved possible to you. So you're really messing with the world of the unknown is really what it is. A lot of things are unknown, but a lot of things are known, and it's just what you have an open mind to understand and comprehend.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on that real fast. So I mean, if you really think about what all you just said, and then you connect with how they're trying to keep us sidetracked from learning any of the good information. Not only are they specifically leaving important things out, they're not letting us, the kids who don't know anything, they're easily sidetracked. And this whole connects with this guy I listened to the other day on the radio. He's talking about how our heroes nowadays are people in sports and stuff like so. Like Jeremy Lin was a big hero for Taiwan, I believe, and they're all looking up to him. Like, Taiwan wasn't good people. This is what he was saying. I'm not gonna take credit for it, but he makes a good point. We should be looking up to people like Ron Paul, people who are standing up against the machine. You know the band Rise Against the Machine, and that is what it is. It's a big machine with an agenda. They are the controllers of the machine per se, and they tell the machine, I want you to produce this, and they put the parts into the machine and they get it going. And we need to support heroes who want to get this machine fixed towards helping us, the people, which it is not at all.
And that's a very good example. Machines, yes, in a sense we are living within a machine. If you think about it, you take a machine and you take parts and resources and technology that you have at your disposal, and you combine them into this machine, as well as certain points that you might need humans to inspect or check up on or keep control of certain parts of the machine to get it to continue to produce what you want to be produced, and to get it to continue to work the way you want it to work. If you think of a machine in a context like that, yes, we are living in a machine, and this is a machine that has been set up through bureaucracies and the definitions of these bureaucracies and their purposes and what their mission is to set out and do. And part of the machine is these people being in power to be able to continue the running of this machine and to make sure that this machine is fine-tuned and that we remain cogs within this machine is what we are altogether. We are cogs that keep this machine turning. And basically, that's what we're trying to do here today. We're trying to unlock our minds. We're trying to unlock your mind. We've unlocked our own after years, of research, and literally it has been years. And that's how long it takes when you're trying to play catch up. Let me just bring up one little quick fact. back in the days of my own ignorance, I used to live around Destin, Florida. We had a lot of people that would come over for like the summer, and they would work. They'd be from a foreign country, and they would basically want to spend the summer by the beach and in the United States and experience America, but also at the same time working. So it was a program they had set up. A little frustrating, you go through the McDonald's drive-thru, you have these people that don't speak English, and it was really, but anyway, a valuable lesson came from this. I had a friend of mine that was actually there was a group of Russian girls, and they were here from Russia, and he started dating one of them, and I asked her, I said, what do they think of Americans over in Russia? Because I was just really curious. I'd never been to another country, and she told me, well, a lot of people over in Russia think that